Okay, welcome back again, blah blah blah, y'all know the drill. Hopefully, if I can do it right, this should end up just being a part, like, this should be stitched on to the previous video. Although there is a possibility that this might end up being its own video if I can't get the, or if I can't get my program to stitch it properly. Y'all heard I had a Skype call. Wasn't anything too important, but it was a personal call, so I had to take it. If you can see what I'm doing here is I'm building a lair house. In doing this, what I do, it's not the optimal way to do it, I guess, but I build a small little house that's a couple big, a couple wide, and these are for NPCs. Now, between those layers, what I'll do is put a layer that's only too big or too wide, and I'll put a couple of chests in there. That way, while I'm building, it just kind of fits out. I don't want to die. I'm trying to explain something. I'm actually doing pretty good here, too. Okay, so what it does is, it allows me to put chests, and with that way with the chests, I can access them from the floor above it or the floor below it. When I finally get around to the big house that I make, like the final, this is defended and fortified and stuff, what I usually end up doing is having all my NPCs in this like apartment complex style setup, and underneath that I'll have I'll have a basement, and each basement will be a set of 2 and 3. So it will be 2 wide like this, and then it will be 3 wide so I can run through it. So there will be one layer above and below that is just big enough for chests, and it will be filled with treasure chests. And then a middle layer that I either put chests in or other stuff in it, and I can run through it to pick up items. That way I can keep stuff in my chests and move them around at will. And I mean, that's just the way I do it. It's not exactly the optimal way to do it. It's not exactly the best way to do it. But I'm kind of a pack rat, so I'll have, like, whenever I max out my dirt count, I'll end up like, oh, well, I got maximum dirt. And then I'll put that in, like, one of the chests, and then I'll go through and pick out another thing, or I'll make another thing of dirt. And it's like, I think I have, like, 900 dirt in one chest. So. And that way I can also do stuff like keep certain stuff, and keep statues and whatnot. Let's see. And as I said before, since I have 1 gold, I should be getting a merchant rather soon. And as you can see, the sun just came up. You should be able to hear the music change. And, well, see that the zombies are running away from me even though I'm stabbing them in the back. There'll be a thing down here, I believe it's on this side, it might be on this side, that will say a merchant has arrived. When the merchant gets here, that's kind of gonna be my trigger that, hey, the merchant's here. When the merchant gets here, it allows you to sell stuff. You can buy limited things from him. On hardcore mode, there isn't really anything worth buying. Or there really isn't anything that he has that's mandatory for buying. One of the things he does sell is called a piggy bank. if you're playing a normal character, the piggy bank is very useful. What the piggy bank allows you to do is have an item that is character specific, or have a bank slot that is character specific. And if you go to another world, as long as you have a piggy bank in that world, you can access your piggy bank from any world. It's kind of useful. At the same time, for like a hardcore character, well, my character dies when he's done, so the piggy bank gets erased and stuff like that. So if you're playing like a multiplayer world, the piggy bank is great for your money, for example. Because if you put your money in a chest, some douche could just be like, hey, you know what? I've never had 100 gold. And he just goes and takes your gold, because it's out in the open, he can. If you remember last episode, I came down here. It's like there's some iron there, but it's a little too high up to get to easily. But it's like I was down here somewhere, and I had placed a torch to allow me to see a golden treasure chest. Yes, right there. I can't see the treasure chest, so I wonder if it's still there, but... As you can see here, this is a yellow slime, so like most slimes that I don't want to end up fighting... Yes, there's the treasure chest. Oh, I see. Note if you play Terraria, the lights types, you have white, trippy, retro, and color. Actually, I think this one's retro and the last one was color. But white gives you brighter lights, but it's darker. It gets dark faster. Oh, this is a really nice item. I just picked up the magic mirror. This allows me to return home. This will allow me to basically be from anywhere I want and just go straight home, free of charge. Or, not free of charge, it costs, what? It costs 20 mana, so I can't use it yet, but getting mana, 20 mana would be just one blue star, and I should be able to build one of those relatively quickly. As you can see here, now my only problem is I'm stuck underwater, so... the rope. Actually, that's nice. That's a nice size copper vein, so... Let's see if I can get over there. No, I can't get over there. So... Since I'm at this copper vein, one thing if you're underwater, if you get lucky enough to find a place like this, what you want to do is dig upwards. If you have a blockers here, the water will not raise in here, so if you dig up, what you can do is basically dig to where you have airways. As you can see, this is that silver? Yeah, this copper vein is leading into a silver vein. Well, silver's good. Who doesn't like having a couple of extra bars of silver or gold laying around their house? And just the same as with that one, I built that little tunnel so I can jump up into the air and breathe when I get low. As you can see, the air decreases over time. It normally doesn't decrease quickly, but it's faster than not at all. So it will creep up on you if you're not careful. And as you can see down here, Calvin, the merchant, has arrived. So since Calvin's here, one thing I might try to do is try heading up, but I'm getting some really nice things. There's some topaz over there. There's iron there, but I'm not really wanting iron at the moment. I'm planning on coming back through and digging out all this iron, but at the moment, like iron axe or an iron hammer would be great to have, but I'm not wanting, or also iron armor. But I'm kind of looking around and trying to familiarize myself with the area a little more than I am trying to gear up. Because, like, even here, there's silver, and I'm not going to go after that silver. Because I'm mostly just trying to explore the area and familiarize myself. It's one thing that's kind of important for hard mode is knowing the area. Because if you end up in an area which kills you, then... Or if you end up getting lost, I'd say is actually probably the bigger thing. If you get lost, then, well, you're shit out of luck. The only real problem with all this is that I don't have a watch. So that's actually probably something I should make. There are 3 types of watches. There's gold, silver, and copper. Silver, or basically they all do the same thing, but faster. Copper will tell you the time every 30 minutes. Like, it's 7 o'clock, it's 7:30, it's 8 o'clock, it's 8:30. Silver is every 5 minutes, and gold is every minute. Like, it's time. I could be wrong that, like, copper could be, like, every 10 minutes or something. I really don't know. I don't remember. And you see here, I'm getting my butt kicked by a bat. Because Batman sucks. As you see here, here's some amethyst. It's a purple gem. It's not really all that necessary this early in the game. It doesn't really become important until you get the meteorite ore. Meteorite ore can turn that into basically a cheap lightsaber. Like, it turns into a lightsaber. And then you can later upgrade it into into a stronger lightsaber. Like, I think the first one's called a phase blade, and then it becomes a phase saber. And I'm pretty sure I've also already talked about that in one of my older videos, but yeah. Now I've gotten low. My big problem here is it looks like there's a background here, but there actually isn't. Let's see, do I have any dirt walls left? No. It's like I don't want to waste wood on building a table, because I don't want to. Well, I don't want to waste the wood mostly because I don't know if I'm going to need to build any more platforms. As you can see, now I have a bomb. One of the neat things about the bomb is having a bomb in your inventory allows you to summon the Demolitionist. The Demolitionist is a lot like the Merchant, but instead of selling you like normal items, he sells you bombs. I guess that's probably self-explanatory from his name, or self-extrapolating from his name. But he allows you to buy bombs, which would include grenades, which do not affect blocks. They just kind of do damage. Also, the bombs like the ones I have. These bombs can also be made sticky, which is nice. I'll show you that in a second. Well, actually, there's some silver. So I can throw the bomb; it'll stick to the wall. When the bomb explodes, it does a small area of effect, and it destroys normal blocks in that area. It will not destroy dungeon blocks or some of the more high-end, some of the more high-end blocks are safe against it. But at the same time, there are also there's also dynamite. Dynamite has a much larger blast radius and does a lot more damage. A character cannot survive a dynamite blast. So it's pretty useful because, well, if you're trying to mine some place out, like, let's say meteorite, for example, since I was just talking about that. Meteorite can be very dangerous because it summons these little fireballs called meteor heads. Well, when meteor heads are summoned, the easiest way to deal with them a lot of times is just to take 2 or 3 sticks of dynamite and throw it at the meteor. Meteors do not spawn, meteor heads only spawn if there's like 50 blocks of meteorite core. So if you say you take out, I think the average drops like 150 or so. So if there's like 150 of them, you drop in 2 or 3 sticks of dynamite and take out all of them. Well, then you took out all of them. Or you took out enough of them to stop the meteor heads from spawning. Then you're usually pretty good, and they're not gonna randomly come at you. I know that kind of doesn't sound as thrilling as it should, but I mean, it's kind of the cheap way to do it. There is the method of actually just digging it up and mining it, which you would think would kind of work, but it's not very fast, and early game, the meteor heads will actually kill you pretty quickly. Until you get, like, meteorite armor, meteor heads can kill you in, like, 4 hits, even if you're wearing, gold. Like, if you're wearing a full set of golden armor, the meteors will still kill you pretty quickly. Also, as you saw there, is a good reason not to fight in the dark. You saw I was fighting one red slime, and I killed it, and I was like, okay, I'm safe. Turn on the lights, and oh, by the way, there's another red slime sitting right there waiting to kill me. As you can see here, I've gone from the underground, now I'm overground. This is a little easier because since this actually is a legitimate wall, let's say I can't make that jump, I can just take my wooden platform and place it and make the jump. Luckily enough, you normally can build background walls in the underground. It's just, you have to have them, and it's not really cost efficient to carry around a bunch of background walls. They take up space that you'd much rather be using for gear or junk or treasure. And as you can see here, I didn't want to build my table because I ran out of wooden platforms. It's like, yes, I placed a few of them that were stupid, but at the same time, it's like I'm gonna need like 4 more platforms to get out of here. Oh, no, apparently I only need 2 more platforms to get out of here. and I do have enough wood to build a table and still be fine, but it's just kind of one of those better safe than sorry type things. Since I'm on hard mode, I'm going to go ahead and drop a potion. Apparently I ate a goldfish instead of drinking one of my potions. I'm like, I have 3 potions, but apparently the game decided to make me eat a goldfish. And as you can see there, that's one reason why you want to be aware of your surroundings and your circumstances. Because, I mean, that was a decent little... Like, I probably could have just went above it or around it. But as you see, now that I've gone under it and went through, like, made myself a little tunnel to get through, I've just bypassed... What was that? 2 floating eyes and... Or 2 demon eyes and like 3 zombies. So it's the little things that count. Not dying is very important. Like, one of the things they do, I personally would love to see them add, is like a baseball bat type of weapon. It's like, I know that kind of sounds a little stupid, but I don't mean like a baseball bat as in like you're just like you're walking around, but something like a club. And like, okay, yeah, the sword is obviously going to be stronger than the club, but maybe have the club have something like a higher knockback. That way you can have a weapon that is designed to throw people. Because, I mean, there are some weapons with extremely high knockback and stuff, but there really aren't that many weapons that are designed for you to stand there and just throw people outside of a house or something. Like, if you get a zombie stuck in your house, you're pretty much stuck fighting that zombie in your house. As you can see here, it's like I just heard a star drop. So I thought, yeah, it was this way. So I was kind of hoping for a few more stars in this area. I'm not seeing any. Oh, here's that table that I remember putting down that I couldn't find. It takes 10 falling stars to make a mana star, or a mana crystal. But it only takes 1 mana crystal to be able to use the magic mirror. So... in the comment sections, if it's too dark here, like while I'm walking around at night, if it's too dark, go ahead and say something in the comment section so I can change the videos and lighten it up. For me, it's fine, but I know that XSplit records darker for some weird reason. Like, maybe it's when it converts to YouTube it gets darker, I don't know, but it's like the gamma completely drops from like... What the hell do I have the gamma? I have the gamma at like 70 and it drops it down to like 40. Oh look, it's another star. One thing I just remembered is I also ran out of dirt, so I'm going to pick up a little bit of dirt. This isn't exactly something you want to do during the nighttime, but I mean, what's the worst thing that happens? I die, I start a new character. Just let me set down this golden chest. As you can see here, I have 4 of 10 needed. So it's pretty much just a grind from here. So, one interesting thing though, I believe this is going to be all that it requires. Trying to remember if there was any over here, and I don't think there was any water over here. But I'm out hunting stars. If I can't find any water, that was my story. I went out to hunt stars. Like, as you see, I have that little plank ladder. I could actually take down most of those planks and it'd still be an effective ladder. But at the same time, it's kind of good to have kind of a marker that, hey, this is exactly where I'm going, instead of the 50 other places that look almost identical to it. So you can see, I fell. I took damage from falling. I'll get my butt kicked. That's why I had a potion. As you can see, my life is slowly regaining now that I'm out of combat. And combat not only counts by you being hit, but also counts as you hitting. I don't think swinging counts, yeah, but if I hit an enemy, it will count as combat. Sadly. Or apparently not, actually. Apparently it's only taking damage that does it. That must have been in, well, I mean, I can't say recent, the last patch was like a year ago. But that must have been in one of the patches that it changed that, because when I was originally playing, I remember it used to be, well, at the same time, when I originally played, you also didn't have regenerating HP without the Ring of Regeneration. So, like I was saying, though, like as you can see him, you can buy an anvil, which we have a couple, they're not hard. You can buy an axe or an axe. Potions aren't a bad thing. Torches, they're pretty easy to make. It's usually easier to make them. Arrows, you can pick them up. You can also make them. So, wooden arrow takes wood and stone. Shurikens, they're great, but they're kind of useless at the same time. And the mining helmet. The mining helmet is effective. Actually, that's one thing I'm going to do if I get the gold. It's 8 gold, and it basically allows you to basically be a torch. So, I'm going to deposit all this stuff. And I'm going to end this video here because I've been recording for a little while, so have a nice day.